If you were clicking on this video hoping that Gymshark finally made a pair of squat-proof leggings, I am not going to be the one to bring you that news. What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I literally feel like I just made a Gymshark video. I just reviewed their Flawless Knit like 2 weeks ago, and now they're already making new leggings. They're really cranking out the leggings very fast, and it's honestly hard to keep up. If you guys enjoy these Gymshark review videos, please give the video a thumbs up. And you know I will always be totally honest with you, so you will get the details on if these are sheer, if there's any camel toe, if they're fitting weird. I do not hold back because I bought these with my own money. But today we're reviewing the new colors of their Energy Plus Seamless, which are the updated Energy Seamless leggings. They have 3 new colors. They have just blue, they're calling this, and then they have red, and this is like tropical blue, which is like a teal color. I feel like they're definitely going towards like the spring kind of trends with these colors, and they're definitely like very trendy, bright colors, which I love. So these leggings are going for $55, which is on their higher end of leggings, kind of the usual for them these days, honestly. So the material of the leggings is 94% nylon, 6% elastane. And this is the same material that the old Energy Plus Seamless was, so there's no change in materials. These are just new colors. But if you aren't familiar with the Energy Plus Seamless, they might be like the tiniest bit stretchier than the original Energy Seamless, but they still have a lot of compression. These leggings have that kind of more slick texture. They're not at all cottony, and they're just very compressive. They do have a decent amount of stretch to them, but when you feel them on, they just feel very tight. And if you like a lot of compression and like being sucked in a lot, these are definitely a good pair of leggings. As for sizing, they have extra small to extra large, which is the largest size range I've seen from Gymshark in a while, so props to them for that. So the sizing for these is a little complex. I would say true to size for the most part. I am a small, and I would not have strayed from my size small, just because if I sized up, the waistband would have been too big on me, but they are very compressive. So if you don't like that compression and you maybe want a little more space, I would size up. And also there's an issue with these that I'm having is that the crotch feels very tight. I've gone over this in the past. The crotch stitching on Gymshark's leggings really doesn't have a lot of give. And like the Energy Seamless especially, I've been having issues with this. They just feel like it's really pulling whenever you do any kind of stretching movements. So if you're really into like yoga and dance and like you really like to do the splits and stuff, these are probably my least favorite leggings for that, just because the crotch is so stiff and it almost kind of like pinches my thigh like in like weird ways. I'll insert clips. It just, I don't know, it makes me feel like kind of weird. And it doesn't like just glide over your leg, it kind of like pinches at it. These are also a full length on me, and I'm about 5'9". So with all of these leggings perfectly lined up at the top, you can see that the reds are the tiniest bit longer for whatever reason, and these are all size small. So this waistband is shorter than the original Energy Seamless. The original Energy Seamless was like super, super high waist, which I personally loved, but this one hits right about at the belly button. I had some differences in waistband height with the colors, but I'll go over that later when I go over like specific colors. There's definitely lots of compression in the waistband. These leggings are already compressive, and the waistband is double thickness. And I'm kind of like, the waistband is semi-flattering for me, honestly. Because it's so thick, it kind of like can cut off your butt in like the middle of it, and it kind of like cuts into the love handle region too and kind of makes them like spill out. So I wouldn't say this is Gymshark's most flattering waistband. I personally prefer a waistband like their Flawless Knit, which gives a lot more space down here and just as the waistband at the top so that it doesn't cut in anywhere and that's unflattering. So have the red and the teal lined up on this end, and the teal definitely has a good centimeter on the waist. And the blue color has even more room on the waist. So the red is the smallest in the waistband, then the teal, and then the blue is the biggest. These leggings do have very beautiful details. They have a more elongated, thin eyelet detailing, which is definitely different than the original Energy Seamless, but the same as the Energy Plus Seamless, because these are the Energy Plus Seamless. The eyelets are definitely a very key part of this design, but just know with these eyelets, if you use a resistance band, these can kind of fray, and if you're not careful with getting your leggings on and you have nails, you can like kind of poke through them and get holes and runs. So definitely you have to be very careful with these types of leggings. I don't wear Energy Seamless on leg days because I like to use a hip circle band and it totally just ruins these eyelets. Yeah, just be mindful with these that they are very delicate. I also had no camel toe in any of these colors. There's no front seam, so it's usually kind of hard to have camel toe there. Now I'm going to talk about all of the colors. All of the colors generally fit true to size. I did notice I had a lot of space in one or not in the other, but there was some difference in stretchiness. So first I'll talk about the red. This was definitely the stretchiest of the three colors, and I'm not really sure why. The waistband also was a decent amount higher than the other colors. This might have been due to because they were stretchier, I could pull them up a little higher, but these definitely came up to about like a centimeter above my belly button, while the others were like, you could see part of my belly button. So the reds were definitely higher waisted. As for cellulite, there is minimal cellulite. I say minimal because these are so compressive that it does keep you in place for the most part and hide it, but they're still very thin leggings. So, and like there's no color or marl to hide any cellulite, so you definitely are still at risk for some. Now, for the squat test. So I just thought I would try on some darker color underwear to see if they are possible to be seen, and you can see it standing up. Can I just have a moment of silence? I don't know when the last time Gymshark has had a pair of squat proof leggings is. Like, I just can't, not in my last two reviews. These, I give them a 4 out of 10. I really thought the red would be fine. No, you could see the booty crack in its full glory. It's not cute, it's not cute. And we'll notice down the line that the squat test doesn't get any better. So squat test fail on these for sure. Okay, next is the tropical blue, and these, I give them a 2 out of 10 on the squat test. I mean, this is really bad. Do we need to talk about the yellow flawless knit again? Because this is getting up there with that. The yellow flawless knit, those weren't even stand proof, but these are like, these are definitely a no for any sort of leg day, any day that you're leaning over. These are just goodbye. Same story with the cellulite on these, and also they felt just a little bit stiffer than the reds, but they're about the same stiffness as the blues, but just kind of that regular, like compressive, like kind of stiff energy seamless feel, if you know what I mean. If you've ever tried this energy seamless, you'll know what I mean. And lastly, the blue, also not squat proof. I will also give these a 4 out of 10 because it's better than the tropical blue, and maybe a tiny bit better than the red, but still, like, you know, your booty's gonna be showing. Like, I wore like a nude underwear in these, so you couldn't see that, but you could see the skin, and that is not what you want. You don't need to be flashing everyone at the gym. So apparently energy seamless really aren't for leg days. And just about everything else on the regular blue color is very similar to the tropical blue in cellulite and stretchiness and all that, but they feel about the same. So the moral of the story is you can never bend over in any Gymshark leggings, apparently. Don't know why it's like this. You'd think that they could make some squat proof colors, but if you guys remember the original Energy Seamless, they made it in a light blue like this, and they included those little underwear because they knew they weren't squat proof. Now they don't include those anymore. They just let you show your butt to the world, which I don't know what's better, to be honest. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!